Turning now to what was a landmark day in American history, former president and current presidential candidate Donald Trump is now a convicted felon. Trump was found guilty on all 34 felony charges he faced related to falsifying business records. This is all in connection to a hush money payment made to adult film actor Stormy Daniels in an attempt to hide an alleged affair before voters went to the election in 2016. In comments to the press on his way out of the courthouse, Trump maintained his innocence and made it clear that he believes the verdict will not stop his run for the White House.
This was a rigged, disgraceful trial. The real verdict is going to be November 5th by the people. And they know what happened here, and everybody knows what happened here.
We arrived at this trial, and ultimately today at this verdict, in the same manner as every other case that comes through the courtroom doors, by following the facts and the law, and doing so without fear or favor.
Former President Trump is set to deliver additional remarks on the verdict tomorrow morning from Trump Tower in New York. His sentencing is set for July 11th, which is 4 days before the start of the Republican National Convention. Tonight, folks here in the Valley are weighing in on the verdict. 12 News journalist Jonathan McCall spent the day out talking to folks in Chandler about if the verdict would impact them at the ballot box. What did they have to say, Jonathan?
Hey, Caribe, good evening. It definitely was a mixed bag of opinions. We came out here to Legislative District 13, which is in Chandler and made up parts of Gilbert as well. This is actually one of the most purple areas of Arizona where you can get a number of Republicans, Democrats, and those who are independents as well. We first came out here last September to show you how folks were thinking about their votes. Tonight, we came back to get reaction to today's big news. Tonight, America's 45th president, now a convicted felon.
This was a disgrace. This was a rigged trial by a conflicted judge who was corrupt.
Thursday, a New York jury finding former President Donald Trump guilty on 34 counts of a hush money scheme to keep porn star Stormy Daniels quiet about an alleged affair the two had. The conviction now raising questions about whether the presumptive Republican frontrunner can be elected in November.
And the U.S. Constitution does not prohibit an individual with a felony conviction from running for president of the United States.
Arizona is once again expected to play a major role in deciding the road to the White House. But will Trump's conviction matter at the ballot box?
For voters around here, it could come down to something simple.
That's 12 News journalist Joe Dana back in September, highlighting at the time Legislative District 13, one of the most competitive districts in all of Arizona. We went back to the area to get people's thoughts on Trump's conviction.
He did not have a fair trial. I don't care how anybody feels about him, but he should have been given a fair trial.
It's a good day for American democracy.
Here's why this district could make or break an election. According to the Maricopa County Recorder's Office, back in September, there were more than 52,000 independent voters, with 50,000 Republican and 41,000 Democratic registered voters. Fast forward to now, Republicans make up the majority of registered voters for the district at more than 50,000. Democrats are just over 38,000 and independents are just under 49,000.
Do not like what Biden has done.
Carla Hilton is an independent and says she voted for Obama and Trump and says despite the conviction,
whoever the opposite is of Biden is who I'm going to vote for.
Andrew Bland not changing his vote.
No, I was always voting to plan against Trump.
But everyone in this highly competitive district does agree what happens in the courtroom is likely to motivate everyone to get to the ballot box in November.
So, Jonathan, after talking to all those voters today, what are they saying about potential concerns they have leading up to November?
Well, the big question that we had, or the big concern we heard from everyone, was the economy. They truly believe that something has to be done about the economy, but they said that both of these candidates have different visions and different ideas on the best ways to do that, but also immigration and obviously abortion, along with other personal liberties, were also big concerns for some of the folks that we talked to as well. For now, we're live tonight in Chandler. Jonathan McCall, 12 News.